Welcome back to KSLA News 12 now at 4. Providing a safe and nurturing community for young women as they leave foster care can be challenging, but one Arklatex organization has stepped up to the plate. Faith in Fostering just completed the first phase of a unique tiny home community that offers stable housing and support to the vulnerable population. So joining us now is Barbara Lewis, Community Relations Coordinator for Faith in Fostering. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
You really saw a need and you kind of stepped in there. So for viewers who may not be familiar with the need for a program like this, tell us about these young women and why you saw such a need.
Yes. Well, the young women that we serve in this community, most of them aged out of foster care, or they find themselves without any parental guidance for one reason or another. So they find themselves homeless. And what happens when they age out of foster care, a lot of them are given resources as far as shelters where to go. There's not a next step for them. There's not a next plan. So what we saw, Christy Robinson, the executive director who worked with CASA for many, many years, saw that there was a gap. After they left, they didn't have the resources, the people, the connections to be able to make a successful step forward for their education, for their career. So we stepped in and we want to create a pathway for independence so that they can be successful.
That's wonderful. You think about how overwhelmed you are at 18 when you're trying to figure out all these big life decisions. Where am I going to work? Where am I going to live? How am I going to do this? You guys are really kind of holding everybody's hand and walking them through it.
Exactly. I have two young boys or young men now, but when they were 18, they had no clue. I mean, they're 18. They didn't know how to fill out the college applications, how to fill out a resume for a job, how to do the simple things that we take for granted as adults that we know. But most of us had somebody guiding us. We had a coach, our family, somebody that was supporting us, a counselor, someone that was helping us make those decisions and those steps. But for a lot of them, they don't have that. So that's where we step in and we want to support them and help them make good decisions.
And one of those crucial moments is having a place to live. So the tiny home community, fill us in on that.
We are super excited about the tiny home community. We had been donated the home and 5 acres of land, and it is on Barcoons. We have finished phase 1. It's the administrative office, and that's where our admin office is at, and also our site supervisors will live on site 24/7 there. So we finished phase 1, and it will host 18 tiny homes. So that's 18 young women that'll be able to come into the program and have housing. One of the hurdles is housing. The next one is transportation. The next one's education. So those are the 3 things that we try to make sure that we take care of. So that's taken off their plate. They don't have to worry about that, so they can really focus on their future.
Yeah, you're getting the foundation set up and setting them up for success.
Exactly.
Well, talk to us a little bit about the next phase. Where do we go now?
Okay, well, our next phase is getting the groundwork ready and prepped for the tiny homes. This is a bigger undertaking than I realized. We have 89 trees that need to be removed.
Okay.
Yes, I didn't realize trees were such an issue, but we are actually looking for arborists that can help us remove some of the trees. I've talked to several different ones, and we have a couple that are volunteering to take a day and say, I will take down this many trees, or I will do this. Our small business community in this area is amazing. We could not do what we do without them. Our volunteers that wrap around us as well could not do what we do. A lot of our support comes from the community. It comes from churches. It comes from small businesses, and then individuals that want to donate as well. And donations can look like a financial donation, but they can also be if you have a skill. We've had people that have donated when we had the admin house, somebody come and lay a floor. We had painters come in. We had somebody do the bathrooms. So we have just been blessed so much by having the community wrap around us, and we're hoping we can continue that with our tiny community, tiny home community, and those trees coming down.
That's fantastic. Well, as we wrap up really quickly, Ms. Barbara, tell us a little bit about the banquet that you're having.
Okay, we are doing that Thursday, March the 13th, and we are having our Power of One banquet, annual banquet at it's on Barcoons, and it's at Brookwood Baptist Church in Shreveport.
So that way, if you've got any questions or you'd like to get involved, this is a good time to do it.
Right. And you can go on our website, faithandfostering.org. It has all of our calendar events. If you want to donate, if we have a young person that needs some resource and referral, that's where they go, and they can actually apply online as well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for what you're doing in our community.
Thank you so much.